We have got Cristina B, our beloved co-founder and president of the OD organization, the Open Dreams organization. We have got Dr. Guanya Manuela, founder and president of TPWDN, Talk Pregnancy with Dr. Nuela. We've got Nuela Mundi, founder and president of EAARF. And then we've got Nigam Bwame, Aviva Scholar of the Year. She's currently studying at the University of Bamenda. So let's fire on with our town hall e-gathering on this wonderful initiative. I'll be starting with the state of affairs by talking about what the initiative is about briefly, where it came up from, and where we are heading to in summary. The other speakers, as I've listed, will talk about a few more things, activities that have been carried out so far, and yep. So I'll begin with what the initiative is about, and you can feel free to visit the OD website. Mr. Akaba will just paste on the chat the link to the website, opendreams.org/Aviva Women in Science Fund. It will really give you the details about the entire initiative. So work that has been done so far, videos, pictures, and yes. Now, the initiative was designed in honor of the co-founders of Open Dreams, so Cristina and Hans Bernardo Kullberg. They had a wonderful daughter who died around age 10 months of a rare congenital disease that was unknown. And you know, it brought into their laid into their hearts to do something about these kinds of situations, so congenital anomalies and, you know, maternal health and child health, and that's where the initiative came about. Its main aim is to support female personnel with whatever they need to be able to work in the field of maternal health and child health. So those that have great interest in, you know, maternal, child health, neonatal health, the initiative aims to sponsor these female personnel in medical studies. For example, like I mentioned earlier, one of our guest speakers is going to be a scholar, the Aviva Scholar for the Year, whose school fees were sponsored by the initiative for this year. And then other things, other sort of funds or aid is medical research, for example, and you know, community health projects. So yes, the initiative sponsors those kind of events, and we have the initiative gives out as well funds for hospital bills for people that are struggling with these kinds of congenital or, you know, childbirth or maternal health challenges. Last year in 2022, we about $4,000, if I'm not mistaken, to be able to, you know, support these people in the hospitals. We went to a good number of hospitals spread out through Cameroon. So in the northwest, the north, the southwest, the central region, littoral region, many different regions spread across the country to, you know, support families that require aid for the challenge, for those that are going through challenges with maternal or child health. And yes, the aim is every child deserves the chance to to thrive. And we in the Aviva initiative want to give in all that we can and all that is possible to make this dream come true. And yep, I would also talk about a few activities and Mr. Akaba will talk about them too at the end. But yes, so far we've had walks that are going on, awareness talks and podcasts, talk like this one that is ongoing about what the initiative is about and things that have been achieved so far. Dr. Dwella is going to come up to talk about the community activity she did, the project she did in the field in Cameroon. And yeah, we have the Aviva Day coming up next week. Is going to be that day where we shall be visiting hospitals. I indicated earlier, helping families that are going through the stress of congenital anomalies or stress of maternal challenges, aiding them, assisting them, bringing a smile to them. And yep, we have those as activities. And currently there's an ongoing fundraising that is on. Whatever you may have, it may be financially, it may even be, going in person. Feel free to join the initiative. Everywhere on Facebook, on Instagram, on all our social media pages have got the details of what will be done on that day. And as time goes on, we'll be posting even more where we'll be meeting, the joint points, and etc. So feel free to contribute financially. Feel free to contribute in person if you can, and join us for the one Aviva Day coming up next week. So yes, I'll be moving on to welcome Dr. Guanya Manuela. I think I see her on. Are you there, Dr. Nuela? I think I see her connected. She's the founder of Talk Pregnancy with Dr. Nuela, and she doubles as well as one of our lead humanitarians spearheading the initiative. She will be sharing the experience she gathered on the field with implementing the Aviva project. So the challenges she's faced, the surprises she's come across, the findings on the field, and yep, the picture of the field in general. So over to you, Dr. Nuela.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Brenda. It's nice to see you again. Good evening to everyone. Greetings. Greetings, Hans. I can see you. Yeah. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. And I'm so happy and elated to be here. And Aviva Women in Science Fund is very close to my heart. And I'm so glad to be presenting our very, very first community project. So I'm going to share my slide. Then we march on. All right. So this is a slide. I hope, please, can we all see?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, okay. So this is a project to fight maternal and neonatal mortality in Cameroon. So we are bringing up some strategies to increase the uptake of ANC in the northwest region of Cameroon. So this was the first Aviva Women in Science Fund community project, and it was implemented by myself, Dr. Guanya Manuela, and the team of Talk Pregnancy with Dr. Nuela. So this outline, we're just going to go through it, just the global burden of maternal and neonatal mortality, the overview of the project, the first phase, second phase, our challenges and recommendations. Now, what's the global burden of maternal mortality? It's always good to start with it, so at least we know exactly what's happening. So there was actually a global decline. If you see from 2000, that's the WHO. From 2000, it was about 290 and 40 something. And if you see in 2020, we had 223. That's a global decline of 34.8%. But now we still have a global maternal mortality rate, which is at 210. Now, what is the burden of this? You see here, if you want to see every 2 minutes, one woman dies. That's really horrible. That's terrific. Every hour, it means 30 women will die. Every 2 hours, that's 60 women. So much has to be done. And if you want to see, 99% of these occur in developing countries. And if you see the effect of COVID-19 too has affected maternal mortality, but this has not yet been documented because many countries have not yet been able to actually bring out their statistics. Now in Cameroon, this is the burden in Cameroon. We see here that in 2020, that was the WHO said it was 438. And here presently we have 406 deaths per 100,000 live births in Cameroon. So we see here that it is still high in sub-Saharan Africa, and Cameroon is part of it. Here, women of childbearing age make up 23% of this total population. So we need more has to be done. Then, okay, if we see these statistics, this is in the Northwest region. We see this was in 2021, and this was why we actually selected the community where we carried out this project. If we see the number of maternal deaths, the highest was in Bamenda. I think most of us know that Bamenda is the town section of the Northwest region. And the second comes in with at Oku and at Womb. So we had to choose between Oku and Womb, and we had to see some accessibilities and people available at the field to do the work. And we finally landed in Womb. So it's actually the second part of the second health district that had the highest maternal mortality. Then if we want to compare with the neonatal deaths, we see here that the total neonatal deaths was 383. That's very, very high. And you see the number which has been audited. Audited means that we try to see the number of deaths or why these deaths occur in order to bring out some solutions. So we see that is 248 deaths. So majority of the deaths have not even been audited. Now, how is this our project? What do we plan to do? What did we do? Or how did we come up with this project? We see here that this is just an overview, and the target of WHO is 70 deaths per 100,000 live births. So you see how long the journey we still have to cover. So we still have much to cover. Now, if we take for the next, we see WHO recommends 8 antenatal consultations for optimal health for both the mother and child. And in the Northwest region, the uptake of ANC is still at 60%. How can we do to bring out those 40% from their homes? This is where we had to come up with a community-based approach, where we had to search, to go into the community and bring out this 40% for care and link them up to health services. Now, the overview of the project, where our project stands in the 4 pillars to combat maternal mortality. The first is to increase family planning uptake, and this family planning uptake is going to reduce unwanted pregnancies and deaths due to clandestine abortions and complications from abortions. Then second is receive skilled care during pregnancy and childbirth, timely management of emergency and immediate postnatal care. Here, I highlighted the second because that is where we had to act to improve skilled care during pregnancy and childbirth. And in turn, is going to help with the third point, that's timely management of complications, because if there's actually close follow-up of these pregnant women, therefore, if there's any complications, it's going to be managed early. So that was the idea behind the project. Here, so this just immediate, this is our target, that's skilled care during pregnancy and childbirth. So our project comes in with, now what did we do? How did we target this? We said, if we are able to bring out those women, what are the things that can push these women out of their homes to come to the hospital? That's how we were thinking. We said, okay, let us take womb. We have to train doctors on new things, new ideas. So we trained one doctor from Womb Health District, 2 nurses, 2 community health workers, and 12 healthcare volunteers from both Talk Pregnancy, Dr. Nuela, and Open Dreams. Now, what were they trained on? Proper ANC and identification of high-risk pregnant women, because they have to be updated on the new knowledge of that. Adequate labor and delivery follow-up, such that if there's any complication, it should be referred early before maybe they are not able to handle it. At least they must have reached a higher level where a doctor can be able to handle, or a specialist. And lastly, the role of community health workers. This is very, very important in the fight against maternal and neonatal mortality. And what was the catch? What are the key points? What were our strengths? Our strength for this project was that we made sure that we included the person, that's this Dr. Ambe Lionel, who is a focal point person for sexual and reproductive health in the Northwest region. So anything concerning maternal and neonatal mortality in the Northwest region, he is the person in charge. So if we are involving him, therefore, we are actually targeting, we make sure that we target the right people and we get the right results, such that if we have results, it should be able to change the statistics. And he is going to know that we were the ones who did this to actually change that statistics. So those were our strengths. Now, we involved an obstetrician gynecologist to come and actually train them on how to identify high-risk pregnant women, proper ANC antenatal consultations, because there are some new things, there are some updates which maybe many of them were not aware of, and through this, getting it from a specialist, that made them really more aware of the new and maybe how to actually identify these high-risk pregnant women. And should be taking that. It is the main referral center in the Northwest region, where all the cases excuse me, all the cases, if they have to refer from wherever it comes and end up, this is the final point in the Northwest region. So this is the head of the labor room. He has gone through a lot of things. He has seen a lot of challenges, a lot of complications. So he was able to educate these personnel from the Womb Health District on how to identify maybe complications earlier during pregnancy and during delivery and manage them immediately. One thing again, one of the highlights, or like some of the surprises, is that we gave them their certificates for them well trained on management and community approach in the fight against maternal and neonatal mortality, and they were so elated about it and so thankful and ready to work. Now, what did we do? This is phase 2 of the project, where we were in womb. This is me as one of our volunteers in womb. I bet you I'm so thankful to this volunteer, because as I told him that let's go to womb, he did not even argue. He just said, okay, let's go. So I was so blessed to have him. And now, what were we supposed to do in womb? We were to screen 200 pregnant women. Our target was 200 pregnant women. Now, what were they to screen for? And this was since we had to do a free screening. If any pregnant woman hears that there's a free screening out there, she's going to leave her home to come and get her free screening. And one thing is that we did it in the hospital milieu. We did in the hospital where all the equipment are, and they are also used to that hospital. So it's not like a selected place or the people who are not maybe from that area. So they're already used to their doctors, the nurses in that area. So it was easy for them to come. So that is how the training. So those who were trained actually were able to sensitize. And I bet you those community health workers did a very, very excellent job. So they had to go around. They had 2 weeks to sensitize the community and tell all pregnant women to come for this free screening of urinary tract infection, malaria, preeclampsia, and free ultrasound scan were provided for some selected few. What were the results that we had? Now, here we actually screened, let me see, okay. We screened a total of 166 pregnant women. I mean, it was a real massive crowd there. And there we had 79 had not done antenatal consultation. They had not started. And it ranged from women who were pregnant from 2 months to 9 months. So we had women 9 months pregnant. So they're already ready for delivery, but they had not done antenatal consultations. So we had a percentage of 47.6%. That's almost 50% of the number of women that we screened had not started antenatal consultation. So 30 women also benefited from our ultrasound scan. Then, like I said, one of our main strengths was that we involved the Ministry of Public Health, that's at the regional delegation, because here, like, if we have to change the statistics, they have to be aware of, and they have to be part of it. And when I presented this to the focal point person, he was so impressed about it and even supported with folic acid for all these pregnant women. So before all of them were born, they had their blood medications for 1 month if you were advanced, and 2 months if you were just beginning if your pregnancy was still a little bit early. So each and every woman who came for this actually received a blood tonic before they were going home. So we were so impressed, and thank God for that. And this when we're distributing some of the folic acid. So some specific things, some specific highlights with that. Yeah, majority of cases had urinary tract infections and were placed on treatment. And most of them, you see that they were really even happy to buy their medications, because we explained to them that if we have discovered something, these medications are not even expensive, and they can get it. And because urinary tract infection, this is one of the cause for a premature delivery and leading to prematurity and all the complications that come with premature babies and neonatal deaths. So we're able to really target this. We're able to really fight this. And we had 6 positive cases of malaria, and there was one who was very severe and was admitted. And after that, from the news I got after the baby, she was fine and later on discharged. Then there was one case of a woman who actually came. She said she was at home. They told her she felt like the movement of the baby was not as adequate as before. But to come and do an ultrasound, she didn't have money. So she was so thankful that this campaign came. And when we did an ultrasound, she saw her baby. The baby was kicking fine, and she was so happy about it. And it gave us joy. And now other things was that all these women who had not started ANC, because we could not just leave them. We could not just say, okay, we are screening you, this is this, and okay, go home. We had to link them up to community health workers in their various areas and health centers closer to them so that they can continue care. And behold, just like 2 weeks after, we had 12 women who had already presented, who came presenting in the hospital after that for continuation of their antenatal consultation. So we saw here that it's not only about maybe money or distance. Some did not even know the importance of the ANC. Many of them had some maybe like a cloud view concerning antenatal consultation. So from here, we already see just 2 weeks after, and I'm still following up to get the global statistics for the difference between October month and November month to actually get what the impact of our study. So what were the challenges that we faced? This is me going to womb. I mean, it was really, really a dangerous affair. And when I decided not to tell Mr. Kaba or Christina that I was going there, I just wanted to go there and come back safely. And once I come back safely, I said, okay, I can don't tell people. Because even when I was going, I tell you, I did not tell anybody. I just went, finished, and I had to actually go and stay they spend the night there. But just looking at the road, my volunteer told me that, please, Dr. Nuela, let us go back today. Let us not sleep, please. Let's go back. So we had to try to wrap up everything, finish, and adjust, supervise, and make sure that everything was fine because we could not sleep. So we took 4 hours on a bike continuously to go and 4 hours to come back. That was 6 a.m. We left very early, 6 a.m. and we reached there around 9:30, 10. Then we left around 3:30, then reached at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So it was a really, really tedious journey, but we thank God everything went on well for the sake of Aviva. Then the second challenge we had was there were a few healthcare personnel who were trained from that district, and as compared to the capacity we needed during the campaign, because there was a lot of work during the campaign and we had to include these nurses. We trained 2 nurses, but during the campaign, we added 2 other nurses so that the work can go fast. Then we added 2 screening, 2 laboratory technicians, then another doctor. So we had 2 doctors. We increased the number of nurses and we increased the community health workers too for more sensitization. So we see here that there were just few that were trained, and them giving back that information is not really going to be the same as if all of them were trained. So if we can increase the number of people who were trained subsequently, is going to benefit more. The next challenge was that there was a short period of sensitization due to the festive. We know we're entering into December, and the roads too, depending on how safe the roads are, we had to check the time that the roads were safe in order to go. So the time of sensitization, I think maybe, yeah, though we had a good number of women, but if we had more time to do the sensitization, maybe we would have targeted more women. So because of the festive period, we could shift the time, or we shift the time for the training and give at least even a month for sensitization. So those were some of the challenges. Then the recommendation is to increase the time from training to the campaign, like I said, increase the number of personnel trained per district, then involve the other 19 health districts to improve uptake of ANC in the whole region. So this is just like a push forward for maybe more work, where more work can be done. So that's because I think it has really created a good impact. And if other regions, other health districts can actually use this strategy, it's going to actually bring out those women who are at their homes to actually improve the uptake of ANC and do a publication on this. And before I was going, I had to make sure that I reached out to some doctors to see how we can do, because I was already anticipating before to see how we can do a publication. So I'd already met a structured questionnaire to do a focus group interview in order to actually see how we can do and come up with the publication. And I'm really working on the protocol for that, so that I'm going to submit for ethical review in order to publish this. My appreciation goes to Open Dreams, the Aviva team, Christina and Sir James, Top Pregnancy, the Northwest Delegation, Bamenda Regional Hospital, the staff of Womb District. They were so amazing and ready to work. And Negem Bame, our scholar, and appreciation to family. This is me and my mother. She supported me all through. This was during the training. She was always there. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Nuela, for this awesome presentation, for the work you did on the field. I mean, the statistics, first of all, that you presented, I'm sure you can bear with me, everyone, that it's a prevalent issue. It's a grave issue. I mean, attention has to be accorded to, ensuring that the reoccurrences of, maternal issues or neonatal issues or challenges have got to slow down. I mean, and to hear what you're able to do, I saw that you had like 79 people who hadn't started ANC at all at that advanced stage. It is, wow, it is, I mean, we really thank God for these Aviva projects. We can see the amount of people that were reached out to, and we thank you, Dr. Noella, as well, for the bravery and the courage to go through those interesting roads, because they're really interesting, and carry out the project and come up with the awesome results. And we just pray that this project continues to prosper, to go better, that the Aviva projects, because there's the next one that's coming up very soon, and Dr. Noella Mundi is going to be talking about it. She's the founder and president of EAARF, and the winner of the Aviva Women in Science Community Health Grants for this year. She'll be briefly sharing her Aviva project vision, and we are definitely sure that she's going to be following in the wonderful steps of our dear Dr. Noella, the platform. And so for those that are coming in now, because I've seen many people have logged in, you are very welcome to our town hall e-gathering on the Aviva initiative. I am your humble host, Dr. Brenda Tanitao, and I've got awesome guest speakers on the platform that are going to be sharing what the initiative is about and the state of affairs. You just had Dr. Noella that talked about the project that occurred recently, the Aviva project, Women All. And yes, we'll be moving to Dr. Noella Mundi right now. Dr. Noella, I think I saw you there.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm connected.
Oh, there. Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen.
I can click on it.
Can you all see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can. We can see your screen.
Yes, we can.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Mundi Noella Njunjam. I'm a medical doctor currently training as a neurologist in Senegal. It's an honor for me to present to you my project, which was selected for the Aviva Women in Science Community Health Grant for 2024. So thank you very much for the opportunity. So the name of the project is Safe Start, Protecting Little Lives from Infantile Epileptic Spasms and Febrile Convulsions. So I'm going to use the following outline for my presentation. So a little background knowledge on the project. So infantile epileptic spasm syndrome is a life-threatening form of epilepsy, which is very common in infants, children who are aged 2 years and below. It is characterized by clusters of spasms. I have a video for more clarification. And it is associated with significant developmental delays, especially if there is a delay in the initiation of treatment. On the other hand, febrile convulsions or seizures are very common convulsions that occur in children who are aged between 6 months and 5 years. They are usually induced by fever, and there is brain damage if they reoccur, and also a risk of long-term epilepsy if treatment is not taken or treatment is initiated late. And these conditions are highly treatable if they are detected early, and there is good outcome if treatment is also initiated. Unfortunately, in our context, there is a low level of public awareness of infantile epileptic spasm syndrome, as well as febrile convulsions associated with myths and misconceptions. I remember there was a day in the emergency room when I received a very young child of about 8 months who was presented with convulsions, and the mother decided that we should not give the child any medication. She had called somebody and the person advised her to take the child to a traditional healer. So we all know that children, their brain are still developing, and it's very their brains are very fragile. So with this reoccurrence of convulsion, the brain is damaged, and in long term, these children, they suffer a lot. They have a poor quality of life. So we also have late presentation and poor outcomes in our setting. So I have this video. I don't know. Okay, so this is a video of infantile epileptic spasms. It's a very common condition, but people usually misdiagnose it. If you are not somebody who has experience with it, you will think that these are just normal startle reflex. But this is actually a form of epilepsy that is very common in these children, and it's a life-threatening condition. So it's a long video. I'm just going to stop here. So during one of my clinic days, I also received a 5-month-old child who was presented by the mom with complaints of the child not growing well and the child having these spasms. But unfortunately, the child was presented late, and the best we could do was to give palliative care. It was really disheartening watching that woman crying and begging us to save the child. So those are some of the reasons that motivated me to start this project, which has as objective to raise awareness and educate parents and pregnant women on infantile epileptic spasms as well as febrile seizures, and to also promote early detection and management of these conditions. So to achieve these objectives, we are going to use the following activities. We are going to carry out awareness raising and educational activities in health facilities. So we visit health facilities where we project this video of children with infantile epileptic spasms as well as those with febrile seizures. And the aim is to help the pregnant women and parents of infants to be able to recognize these manifestations, such that when they see the manifestation in their children, they will rush with the children to the hospital. So here you have some of the images from the campaign this year, and the lead of the campaign this year was the Aviva scholar Negem Bwame. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrongly. So we visited hospitals, we visited the regional hospitals and several other hospitals in Bamenda. So you have more images from the campaign. So some of these images were taken from the Integrated Health Center in Azuri and PMI Kwen, as well as PMI Mindankwen. So this year we reached out to over 2,400 pregnant women as well as parents of infants who are aged 2 years and below. So we target vaccination days and antenatal clinic days where we will have a good turnover of our target population. So we are also planning to leverage social media. We are going to carry out digital campaign on different social media platforms. We are going to produce educative flyers on the infantile epileptic spasm syndrome and febrile seizures, which are going to be posted on a different social media platform. We are also going to use the paid ad option so that we are able to amplify our reach, not just in Cameroon, but across different African countries. just a few days ago, I received I had to consult a child online from Tanzania who also was having this infantile epileptic spasm syndrome. So it's a problem that is an African problem, not just a Cameroonian problem. So we also plan to build the capacity of healthcare workers. Unfortunately, healthcare workers who see these children, they are not able to recognize this infantile, especially the infantile epileptic spasm syndrome, because it really requires experience. So we are going to train them on how to recognize and how to refer these cases of infantile epileptic spasm syndrome. And sadly, we have had cases where healthcare workers are the ones advising parents with children who have febrile convulsion to seek uh, help from medical or from traditional healers. So we need to educate them, we need to build their capacity so that they don't give out the wrong information to the parents and the pregnant women. So we are also going to use local media outlets such as local radio stations and local TV stations, as well as local newspapers. We are going to write articles on infantile epileptic spasm syndrome and febrile seizures, which we will collaborate with the local newspapers to publish in this newspaper. Sorry. So this is actually going to be an annual campaign that will be conducted in the month of August each year. So this year we started with a pilot phase, like I mentioned before. We are able to reach out to over 2,400 pregnant women as well as parents of infants. Next year, we are looking to scale up our activities to include other areas, not just because this year we're mostly in Bamenda, we're only in Bamenda. We are looking forward to going into the rural areas where we predict that there is going to be a critical the level of knowledge on this condition is even going to be lower. So we want to scale up our activities to these remote communities. And in August 2025, we are looking forward to scaling to other regions. And in 2026, we want to include other pediatric conditions which are common in our context. So it is expected that through these activities, there's going to be an increase in the level of public awareness on this condition, and which will lead to early presentation and early management of these conditions, leading to better outcomes for the children and improved quality of life for both the affected children as well as their parents. So to ensure long-term sustainability of this project, we are working to integrate our activities into routine health services or program. So when we visit each hospital, we make sure that the nurses or the healthcare workers who are in charge of the antenatal clinics and the vaccination days, they are involved in activities so that even when we are not in the hospital carrying out the activity, they are going to make it a routine to always educate the pregnant women and the parents of infants who present to their hospitals about this condition. And we are also partnering with local health facilities and stakeholders. And we want to involve the local populations and communities so that there is an increase in the buy-in from the local population and communities. So this year we are very excited and we are very grateful to be receiving the Aviva Women in Science Community Health Fund, which is going to help us cover the cost of the activities that we are going to be carrying. We are working in partnership with Open Dreams and my organization, which is Epilepsy Awareness Aid and Research Foundation, which is a non-profit organization which has been raising awareness about epilepsy and educating the public and advocating for in respect of the rights of people with epilepsy. So this is our team. We have over 160 volunteers who are spread across Africa, and from different walks of life. And we have the Aviva scholar, Negem Bwame, who was leading the campaign this year in collaboration with Syringi Stephanie and Melanie. The three ladies you see in the picture on the left, so they were the main campaign lead this year. I could not attend the campaign because there was some delay in school, and I could not travel in time for the campaign. So thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Mundi, for this awesome presentation. I mean, I am really looking forward to the activities that are coming up. What you shared is really awesome. I cannot say more than congratulations. I mean, I'm not surprised at all when I see the presentation that you were the winner for this year's Aviva Women in Science Community Health Grants. Not at all. And very welcome to those who joined in while we were in session. I am your humble host, Dr. Brenda Tanitao. This is what the town hall e-gathering on the Aviva initiative. We've talked about what the Aviva initiative is about briefly. I mentioned that there's a website if you want to just go through to see more of the things that it's been doing. You can feel free to go to the Open Dreams website, open stroke dreams .org / Aviva Women in Science Fund. Dr. Mr. Akaba, sorry, he's going to be putting it up in the chats for you to click on. And yes, we will be moving on very briefly, like a 2-minute presentation is just our scholar, Dr. Bwame Nigem. We heard Dr. Mundi talk about her constantly in her presentation. She's the Aviva Scholar of the Year, and she's just going to be sharing her experiences in school and, you know, working with the top pregnancy with Dr. Nuela. And yes, my dear, should fall.
Well, good evening to everyone. I'm really super excited to be here today. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Well, I can say my year as a Aviva scholar has been amazing. It has opened me to a lot of opportunities. It has exposed me and has put in me the sense of responsibility that continues to shape me into an individual who is not only committed to making a difference in the lives of neonates and their families by compassionate care and continuous learning, but also seeking for ways to contribute positively in the field of neonatology. That is why in fact I look for organizations where I can just volunteer. I can offer my services for free as far as neonatal health is concerned. When Dr. Mundi came to me about the infantile epileptic spasm syndrome campaign, I was very excited as I saw an opportunity where I could do something for the neonates. Like I could just give out a little of what I have installed in me for a start. So in fact it was really amazing. Then came Talk Pregnancy with Dr. Nuela with increased uptake antenatal consultations in womb district. In fact, it was amazing. We were there. I was there when we were doing the training, even though I was unable to go to womb, right down to womb, but that training was amazing. I myself there, I learned so much. I learned a lot. I'm really grateful for the Aviva scholarship because it has provided me with the opportunity to be mentored by great doctors, great leaders. I not only see them as mentors, I see them as an inspiration in my life and in my career. I really want to thank Open Dreams, thank Aviva Women in Science Fund scholarship. In fact, thank Christina, thank her, thank the entire Open Dreams body for singling me out, like picking me out of many other young people, picking me out of many other group of people. Well, as far as research is concerned with neonatology, I know that research is paramount. As far as you want to be a medical doctor, research has to be one of the things that is behind your head, because we practice evidence-based medicine, and it's with evidence that you are able to offer better care and treatment to children, to in fact to everybody. So I'm very, very much interested in I'm very, very much interested in research, and I'm hoping, in fact, I have a lot of things on that ground. I just need to finish medical school and I explode. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So I have to
Thank you very much, Wami. Thank you very much for everything that you've been doing. I mean, I can tell, no wonder why you were the winner for the scholarship. I mean, I can see your enthusiasm. I can see your drive for the whole idea of maternal health, of child health, and we just wish you the best in your journey as you study. And yes, we thank the Aviva Women in Science Fund for making this opportunity a dream come true for many female scholars out there that are just waiting on the finances to be able to express their passion for helping others, for helping mothers, for helping children. Yeah, we are indeed grateful for the entire initiative. And we'll be moving on right now to welcome both Cristina and Hans, our OD founders, co-founders and presidents. They will be announcing the next Aviva grant and why this mission is very important. Once more, this is the Town Hall e-gathering on the Aviva initiative. I'm your host, and yes, Cristina and Hans, you can crack on.
Thank you, everybody, so much. It's been such a joy and a pleasure to listen to everybody's presentations and to hear about the incredible work you're doing. I don't know if at some point people can like turn on their videos for 1 minute. It'd be lovely to see your faces. But Hans and I, yay, hi, hey, yay.
So happy to hear from you today. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, thank you, Emmanuel. It's so nice to finally meet you in person. Yeah, definitely. I'll take. Oh, it's so nice. There are people behind the names. Okay, wonderful. We have you all in gallery view. Great. Oh, Mohammed, nice to see you. Hello. Hello, Josiah, Dr. Noella, Philemon. Hello, Mildred. Thank you all. Dr. Brenda. Hello. Hi, who's joining? Lenica, nice to see you. All right, wonderful. Well, it's great to see some faces. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, this is usually a really tough time of the year for us. But I've been like surprisingly really joyful and happy this holiday season. And I had the realization last night that it's because of all of you. It's been so incredible to see all of you. I don't know if we can, doing so much work. Now, okay. Oh, now we don't see anybody else. We just see our big fat heads. Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's been so amazing just to see all the incredible work that you are doing, the incredible work, Dr. Noella and Bouame, that you've been doing on the ground, and getting very excited about Dr. Mundi and her new project that we'll be launching. And then just to wake up every day and see like 10 beautiful flyers with pictures of our beautiful baby that you all designed and are sending around, and that you're working so hard to fundraise. And it's just, it's beautiful. And the video of the hike really melted my heart, and seeing how much it looked like fun, looked like a lot of exercise, but fun. Hi, Susan. So it's just brought a lot of joy to our hearts. And we have our little Aviva here watching with us. This is the drawing that Cedric made, who's our first Lushiming scholar, which is very exciting. But yeah, I think instead of feeling a lot of sadness this winter and Christmas, I've been feeling a lot of joy. So I thank you all for that. There is nothing more beautiful to me. Someone wrote somewhere that like the Aviva Day was coming and it was the best day of the year. And that just like melted my heart. Truly, it melted our hearts to hear that it's such a wonderful day for you all and such an incredible day for us, and a week that Aviva got her own week now. That's really beautiful and exciting. And yeah, I just feel so grateful for everyone here on this call, for everyone who's doing so much work, that Aviva's name continues to live on through so much incredible work and excitement and joy, and that you're doing so much to support other families who are spending, you know, the holidays in the hospital, which is like where no one wants to be, unless you're a doctor, I guess, but you probably don't want to be working on the holidays either. So, you know, you're really bringing joy and light to folks at some of the hardest times of their lives. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'll let Hans say a word or two as well.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much. It really means a great deal. It's an honor to see, you know, what each and every one of you guys are doing in big and small ways to really ensure a lot of mothers, a lot of children, a lot of families do see a better future for themselves and better future, especially for their children. And you know, Cristina and I, we're completely passionate about children. One of, you know, when I held Aviva for the very last time when we're in the hospital, I told her, I looked into, you know, I looked at her and I said, you know, I don't want anyone else, any other parent, to have to experience the same grief and the same desperation and despair that feeling of loss of a child, you know, felt at that moment. And I promised, my one promise to Aviva was, I will do everything in my power, everything that I can do to make sure that no other parents have to feel this way. And I know that's practically impossible, but it really starts with one child's life. And if through this initiative, through the work and the great work that in collaboration with so many different teams and so many different foundations, you know, we can help, you know, in a small way to help one life, I think that is where it starts. And that is a success, you know, talking like hearing about the epilepsy, if we can figure that out just for one kid. And certainly we want to help more than that, but that's where we really start. And that's what makes it worthwhile. Just when I talk about just a little bit about Open Dreams, when we really started this initiative, we started it knowing that every single child, and we're working with mainly high school students, but every single child has a huge potential in life. And one just needs the opportunity to really unlock a lot of these avenues and channels and platforms that are needed to really expand, you know, and really capture their greatest potential. And so really, where does that start? It starts at birth. It starts with, you know, day one of life, and even in utero. And so this is really an extension of what we're doing with Open Dreams, and also with Aviva, with her legacy. Even though she lived only 10 months of life, she still continues to have such a profound impact on so many other people's lives. And I think that's what, you know, for those that are parents, what we really want. Any parent wants, you know, that child to really have a bright future in whatever capacity and be happy, right? And for us, you know, the loss of her physical being was one, you know, great loss, but, you know, we're determined to make sure that her legacy still has the ability to impact others. And that's what fulfills us with joy. That's what certainly has made our whole grieving journey all the more uplifting, as hard as it is. But, you know, we really thank you, and we know we're going to be committed to even, you know, helping more lives than we can even imagine. So thank you so much for all the updates and all the really good work, and we'll keep on striving for it. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cristina and Hans, for sharing your awesome experiences, for even coming up with the idea of the initiative, for coming up, I mean, using your own lives as a testimony for for, challenges that mothers and children out there may be facing. And as I was saying earlier, we are, with the way things are going with the Aviva initiative, we are very certain that in the long run, challenges that have to do with maternal death and child death we will cease in the long run in Cameroon, and also, why not, worldwide. I will not end this event without calling up Mr. Akaba, our dear OD country director for Cameroon. He will briefly talk about the Aviva Week and our upcoming 10th OD anniversary. And yes, we'll be able to part after this. Mr. Akaba?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Brenda Tanita. It's unfortunate that my videos seem to be disturbing, but I must say that I am so overwhelmed just listening to the conversations here. Sometimes I think like I know OD very well, but when we get to programs like this, I get surprised to see how much potential we have. It is like, attending a scientific conference on a subject of this nature. If I were to ask many of us a question here, in our traditional school system, how many of us got to study this? But almost everybody is involved with procreation. And these are things that are not thoroughly taught in school. So we are happy to be leading this and to understand that we are working on children. In fact, these children we are saving are our children. Just imagine you may be working on saving an old scholar somewhere and you may not know. And some of them may grow up to transform the world. So it is such a noble cause. I watched pictures from Boya 2 days ago. I mean, a day ago, as they went for the Aviva program. It is such a mission that touches the heart so deep. That is why we recommended that this year, as we go to the hospitals everywhere, we want to see the community together as one with that demonstration of the heart, love for humanity. If people set out to do what we are doing like this, perhaps there will be no wars in the world. There will be no hunger. People will be caring a lot more about the welfare of one another. And with such potential, we build a better world. Going through and listening to all of the presentations that have been made, it takes us back to what I often say, the power of teamwork, the power of teamwork. The Aviva scholar, being a pioneer scholar, to be able to be so involved in the community this way. Dr. Nuela Guanyama studied like a general practitioner in school, but at the university as a medical doctor. But she is now one of the most experienced person on pregnancy issues that her YouTube channel has some of the highest subscribers. That is to say, people are hungry for knowledge and they may not even know directly where to get it. And we are shedding the light on that. This is so fascinating. So the 10th anniversary celebration that are coming up, I just imagine how it will be. We're not only talking about school, we are talking about impact. We're talking about addressing real community challenges and focusing on the context of Africa, where there is more gravity on situations like this. This is just so good for us that we are connecting these dots. We're linking with the Ministry of Public Health. We're assisting the government in meeting its SDGs. We're helping the United Nations, the world, in addressing these things that touch on humanity. So for the 10th anniversary celebration, scheduled for on the 27th of July, 2024, we expect to bring the world together. So at your own different ends, ask yourself, what can I do to spark up that celebration? We are no longer talking about a Aviva Day. We're talking about a Aviva Week. Each region has a day, but it's more than a week. There is a boom in every region. It comes to a point where you're giving out something, you're supporting somebody, but you feel a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, even more than the person you're supporting. That tells you about what we call small actions, big impacts. And I pray that open dreams begin to have impact in different sectors as much as we are doing on Aviva. We know it happens in technology, it happens in Aviva. What else, where else are we meeting? As we are planning our 10th anniversary, let's see how we fill all those gaps and create alternative systems where people can find hope, they can find joy, they can find fulfillment, they can find the world a lot more enjoyable. In fact, open dreams, what a dream. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, everybody, for coming, for participating. Thank you so much, Mr. Akaba, for the wonderful speech you just made. Indeed, Aviva Women in Science Fund is it's an initiative that is really meeting the needs, as you can see from the presentations that Dr. Mundi gave, Dr. Nuela gave, our Aviva Women in Science scholar gave, and we only wish the best as it keeps going on. I would just like everybody to turn on their videos if you can, so we can just do a quick, Mr. Kaba, if you can just organize a quick selfie, just to show that you were there, you were present for the event, and yes, support. Just briefly before we log off. Okay.
Yes, it has been done.
Great. Okay, everyone, bye, and thank you again for coming. Keep following online. I've put in the chat the link to the initiative, and yes, we love you, Aviva. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.